Wow. All right, here we are. First of all, thanks to Northland Insurance for another great year. It hasn't been the best of years for this industry, but, here on Northland Night, it's been a terrific year. We've been able to tackle lots of topics. We're going to tackle some of them again tonight, of course. 800-288-9227. You want that number. You can also send us a text. Do not text while driving. I think we've talked about that more than enough on this program. But you can send us a text, 68683, make MRN, the first three letters in that text, so that we get it. And trust me, we get it. All right, here's the deal. We've asked this. Gary, we've had a lot of fun over the years. And I really wanted to kind of save this for Northland Night this year. Usually in December, we kind of take a look at what the industry is hauling. Now, it's easy enough to say, Dean, Jeff, Gene, Gary, that the trucking industry hauls pretty much everything. Just look around you. But it gives it a new perspective when you have a driver call in and say, I'm hauling a load of gold bullion.
Xboxes.
Yeah, Xboxes. Which, by the way, the guy said, there's one guy that said he used to haul for the U.S. Mint.
Yeah.
And said that when he was hauling for the Xboxes, they actually had tighter security.
Yeah.
He said,
heavier.
well, because if you're going to who's going to be able to buy or sell gold bullion on the street, right? You can sell an Xbox, easily, but you can't live in. I didn't even think of that, but gold bullion,
Poker chips.
yeah, right. In fact, I know a guy that used to haul playing cards out to Las Vegas. He hauled a truckload or two of playing cards every week to Las Vegas.
Yes, we did get the guy who called and said he was transporting condoms.
Yeah, right, yeah. There was another guy, Mike Jones, who's hauled for countless celebrities and some other guys that we've talked to, not only on this program, but over the years. We just want to hear the types of loads that you guys haul, whether it's unique or not. You can include some of the most unique loads that you've hauled over the years, but what do you have on your truck? 800-288-9227. That'll be the Northland poll question of the day. What are you hauling, and what are some of the most unique loads that you've hauled in the past? Some that have presented unique challenges. I would think, again, I'm thinking in basic terms, but when that guy called saying gold bullion, I'm thinking, well, it's high security and everything else. But he says, well, it was actually, they were actually being targeted at a much greater rate when they started hauling the Xboxes, simply because they're easier to get rid of on the street. But very interesting. Of course, you guys there at Northland Insurance know all about what guys and gals out there haul and everything else. How does that play into it when somebody calls and they're wanting to, insure, does it vary by load, or what do they, how do they go about that? I've actually never asked you guys in all the years.
Well, we're sitting in a room with underwriters, so, Jeff, what do you do on a special trip?
Well, I think the first thing that you want to make sure is that you've got the proper limit to cargo or to cover all those Xboxes, because your standard $100,000 limit might not be sufficient for $1 million worth of Xboxes. So I think that's rule number one to be aware of.
Yeah, I would have to think that you really, of course, want to make sure. My wife worked for a company one time, and her job, she was the traffic supervisor, so she would traffic trucks, to their location, and they would routinely have these trailers stolen out of their yards. How much in this recession, how much have you guys seen in the insurance industry as the economic times get a little bit worse? How much is theft going up? Do you guys deal with that at all?
Sure. We never see any theft.
No, theft has gone up. Clearly. Yeah, theft has gone up. But interestingly, the commodities have changed somewhat because of the global market. So when scrap metal of any kind, copper, everything was going out of the country and was extremely hot. Now, metals have slowed down. Obviously, electronics are always in style. Liquor, pharmacy, cigarettes, if you can get them. Those are biggies.
Yeah, that's something I think that's kind of been, even anybody who's seen any, even a B-mob movie, it has some kind of truck being, hijacked for cigarettes. That's pretty much always the case. Cigarettes and alcohol, because they're trying to sell these items. Whoever hijacks the truck, they're trying to sell them tax-free, and now in New York, they're $8 or $9 a pack.
Exactly right.
And you can fit so many packs on that truck. So get on board, drivers, at 800-288-9227. Also coming up, we're going to go over again CSA 2010 and what that's going to mean, how that's going to change the face of trucking, and really they've started building this database. They'll start it this month. The FMCSA is looking to essentially get a 3-year running record of this database of drivers and companies. And we'll explain more what's going on, but they're going to start it this year and then ramp up through the end of 2010. They already have a 2-year record on file on most every company and driver. So this one extra year will give them that 3-year rolling year time period. And a lot of drivers are sending me emails asking me, okay, am I going to be able to view this? Am I going to be able to see this? And the question is that our answers to that question from those at DOT are varying right now. We don't know that an actual individual driver is going to be able to see that. They'll have access to this database. So it could get really hairy getting into 2010, but we're going to start seeing the building of this database here in just a matter of days. Also on the back burner, something we talked about last month was hours of service. The FMCSA is now going to look at essentially rewriting the hours of service rule. They say they're going to review it, but I can guarantee you with this administration, they're certainly going to go back and rewrite the hours of service rule. We don't know when we will get any kind of proposed rulemaking. That pretty much has to happen first, and then beyond that, there will be a public comment period. Certainly, guys, you guys at Northland have heard a lot about, and we talked about it last month, but you're probably getting a lot of calls on hours of service, or at least hearing a lot of the chatter within the industry on this issue.
Yeah, we certainly pick up a lot of that, and of course, I travel all over the country and hear it in every state that I go. But it's definitely an issue. We were just talking before the show. The Congress people who are actually making these laws for people don't have any idea what that's going to do to go back to, if it did, in fact, go back to just a straight 70-hour week. 10 hours a day is all your on-duty time.
That's it.
You're not going to get very far.
No, you're not. You're not, because that could cut your drive time. We talked about this in our pre-show get-together. This could cut your drive time to 8.5 hours a day, and I have to be honest with you, that's where groups like Public Citizen become happy. That's what they want. No, they're not. No. I mean, for the callers.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Please, when you call in, let's just talk legal loads.
Yeah. I tell you, there was a fire in the back, and I'm telling you.
I don't know what happened.
Let's go to Russell. Russell, hi. You're on the Midnight Radio Network. Welcome. Hi.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, y'all were talking about strange loads back in the mid-'70s. I was pulling for a company called Paul Yates, and U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Canadian Department of Agriculture got together, and they were doing some studies with insects. And I hauled a load of ladybugs and honeybees from Southern California and Arizona to Canada.
Wow.